Yeah, we'll take applause, sure. All right, so for those of you who were not with us this morning, my name is Craig Freshley. I'm from 2 Echo Cohousing in Brunswick, Maine. I also make a living doing professional facilitation. I write group decision tips that are published in Cohousing now, and it's really my pleasure to be here with you today. This morning we had a conversation in which we discussed these questions. Right now, I'm going to give you the answers. They're your answers. I'm just reflecting them back to you. I want to tell you that I developed these answers in collaboration with a colleague. Rosie Bolin is here. Say hello. Before this conference, somebody kindly asked me, Craig, do you need any volunteer help? I said, sure. I got Rosie. I got really lucky. She was very, very helpful. This is what we came up with together. We basically asked 3 questions. One of the questions we talked about in our World Cafe conversation this morning was, what does co-housing have to offer? Here's what you said. First of all, co-housing has to offer many social contributions, environmental contributions, and we model some of these things for others. We inspire. So we help society and we help the environment within our own communities, but we also inspire and model these things for others. Social contributions, sense of belonging. Here's a quote right out of one of the table discussions. We are a frontal attack on American individualism. Yeah. We provide support systems, caring and sharing. We provide leadership and citizenship development. Rosie and I were chatting about the promise of many of our young people that are raised in co-housing communities and how equipped they are to go out into the world and make social contributions. Environmental contributions. We have learned how to use less in our co-housing communities. We share resources, we minimize resources, we push each other on to convert to a sustainable lifestyle. We almost use the term peer pressure, but that's part of it. We decided a nicer way to say it is support. And in some communities, of course, we're experiencing sustainable food production. We model these things for others in terms of demonstrating sustainability and appropriate scale. We model peaceful decision-making and peaceful learning. Those of us who have been in co-housing communities for a while, maybe not all of us, but most of us, have learned how to compromise with grace, learned how to have difficult conversations, and of course our decision-making strives to be participatory, cooperative, consensus-based. We live our values in co-housing communities. We're mindful of our choices, and this is something that we model for others. We have some limitations, right? Homogeneous. Mostly white, educated, middle class. We know that this is a barrier, a limitation. We know that we are not as easily accessible as we'd like to be. We're not as affordable to all, and we all know in this room, really participating in co-housing takes lots of time and energy, which everyone doesn't have. And we are not well understood by the public. That's what you said co-housing has to offer. Next question has to do with how can we maximize these benefits? How can we take them forth to the wider community? Rosie and I came up with 2 categories here. All of your answers fit into 2 categories. One is better define who we are. Better messaging. You've all heard about the elevator conversation. It'd be nice to be able to tell somebody between the 2nd and the 11th floor what co-housing is and what we do. Make and promote replicable models. Now I know that we're doing some of these already, but we need to do these more and better if we're really to maximize our benefits. And the second thing is be more open and inclusive. Of course, the barriers are huge. If we can overcome these barriers, that'll be very helpful. A lot of talk in your conversations about the financial barriers. some ideas that you came up with, internal micro-lending, advertise availability of micro-lending on Craigslist, how about a co-housing credit union, some other ideas here. There's also cultural barriers and just plain old hesitancy, and anything that we can do to make ourselves more appealing to diverse cultures and at least appear less elitist. I think that's how we come across sometimes. This is what came up in your conversations that will help. And let's not be so rigid. Let's adapt our model to meet needs, listen to community needs, and we can encourage all types of other community building in other venues and environments, work, church, etc. That brings us to the third question. Well, it's very nice to have all these conversations, but what are we going to do about it? In our third World Cafe conversations this morning, we asked essentially this question: how are we going to make a difference out there in the world? And again, Rosie and I went through all of the data. Thanks for your good handwriting, by the way. That really was helpful. And we came up with these three categories: increase our success rates, show others what we have to offer, and then something about regional groups. So we know that a lot of co-housing communities try to get started and just can't quite get there. Some communities in existence fail. Number one, increase our success rates. And the first bullet here is training and technical assistance. Again, I know that we're doing some of these things, but nonetheless, this is what came up in the conversations. Database of best practices, information forum, toolkit, leadership development, and all of these things subsidized for those who need it. Now, I know it's easier said than done. These are big challenges, but still, this is what you're saying you want to do. Access to capital is a large barrier to success, and here's some ideas. Mentorship, maybe a buddy system within communities and across communities, mentoring veterans with newcomers, and creating partnerships with other national associations. But even beyond generating success in our own communities, showing others what we have to offer and how we live. The first one here, extend our community values and activities beyond our co-housing boundaries in order to spread our benefits. Some of our communities have and could start outreach communities. We could extend our caring ethic, bring in fresh air kids, raise foster kids in our communities. Big brothers, big sisters, there's many examples. Bring people into our community in temporary ways, partnership with universities. It's spreading our love here. That's what we're talking about, extending our community values and activities. Tell people about co-housing. The idea of co-housing in a box, maybe this is a slideshow that we share and travel around, share our stories. Social media, of course. Social media, by the way, makes it on any list, in any conference, on any topic these days. And how about translating some of our basic texts into other languages? And bring other people into our communities, open our common houses to others. Community-supported agriculture is a way that some communities do that. And most of all, maybe it shouldn't be bottom here, but it should be top. We don't tell other people about our values and activities. We do. There's the Quaker phrase, let your life speak. And this is probably the most powerful and effective thing that we can do to spread the benefits of co-housing. Lastly, on a more practical level, there was a lot of talk in your groups about regional groups. How to foster collaboration among existing and startup communities, and also collaborate together on regional marketing, promotion, and advocacy. That's what you said. Any questions? Reactions?
Let's do it!
Let's do it! Let's take just a couple quick reactions. I want to get right onto Charles. We're not going to have a big group discussion here, but if anybody would like to make a comment, we'd like to hear it. Any comments at all? Oh, all right, yeah, let's hear from you.
It was a good session.
What's that?
It was a good
session. You like it? Okay, thanks for saying that.
Thanks for showing us this model and working together. Great.
Oh yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? The World Cafe model, talking in different groups. Did you want to make a comment, Barbara?
Yeah, I'm wondering if people who are very excited about this know what the next thing to do is and how Co-Housing Association can help connect people to get that's moving somehow.
Yeah.
Do people need something from the movement?
You wanna respond to that?
I would hope that we can put this on the web.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm ahead of you a little bit. I'm going to show you an address here. And this is the simple, practical thing to do. This is my website, goodgroupdecisions.com. I have the tools, technology, and ability to put this up very quickly. So later today, if you wanted to make a note of this, you could go to this address, and these 3 slides that I just made for you will be in a PDF format, okay? And you'll be able to look at them later today. Of course, if you want to also take that PDF and put it at the Cohousing website, or anybody can do anything they want
Please, we
with
can
it.
put a link to it right away.
What's
We
that?
should be able to put a link to it.
You can link to it right away. Yeah, this is public
After I get off
domain.
the airplane.
We made it. Everybody can share it.
She'll put it
After I get off the airplane.
after she gets off the airplane in Boston.
Okay, she'll do the link after she gets to Boston. Okay, well, thanks for tolerating my very whirlwind section of what we said.